There was a woman I met at work. Nothing dramatic about her life. No obvious chaos. From the outside, everything looked fine. But one day, she said something that stayed with me. She said, I feel stuck. Like, is there more to life? Now, if you hear that casually, you will think she's just confused, maybe tired, maybe bored. But I wasn't listening to just her words. I was listening to what was underneath because I've lived it, and what I felt from her wasn't confusion. It was hesitation. It was like she wasn't really asking, is there more to life? She is asking, am I allowed to want more? And that's different because when someone is truly ready, they don't ask like that. That question had weight. It had fear inside it. And I noticed something else. Every time she spoke about doing something different, there was always an invisible checkpoint. Her husband. Not in a controlling, loud way, but in a quiet, internal way. Like her desire had to pass through him first before they could become real. And that's when it hit me. Some people are not stuck. They are waiting for permission to live their own life. And if you are honest, this might not just be her story. It might be yours. Because this doesn't start in childhood. This starts early. You were not born waiting. You were trained to wait. Ask first. Wait for your turn. Don't do that. Be a good girl. Be a good boy. And slowly, something happens. You stop trusting your own instincts. You stop moving freely. You start checking, is this okay? Will they approve? What will they think? And over time, you don't even realize it anymore. It becomes your personality. You will call it respect. You call it patience. You call it being careful. But underneath it is fear. Fear of making the wrong move. Fear of being judged. Fear of being rejected. So instead of deciding, you delay. You pause your life and wait for someone else to green light it. And the dangerous part is, it doesn't look dangerous. It looks normal. It looks like, I'm just thinking things through. I just want to be sure. I am not ready yet. But let me be honest with you. You don't become ready. You become responsible. And then you grow into it. Most people are not waiting for clarity. They are avoiding responsibility. Because the moment you make a real decision about your life, you lose the ability to blame someone else. And this is where it gets deeper, because for many people, this pattern is not just habit, it's trauma. When you grow up in an environment where speaking up caused conflict, you learn silence. Making your own choices lead to punishment. You learned to wait. Being yourself wasn't accepted. You learned to adjust. So now, as an adult, you don't even recognize it. You think this is just who I am. No, this is what you adapted to survive. And here is the part most people don't want to hear. If you don't break this, it doesn't end with you. It continues, because children don't learn from what you say. They learn from what you live. So, if your life follows a pattern of hesitation, of shrinking, of waiting, they will copy it quietly. A woman waits, her daughter watches, and then one day she becomes the same woman she once observed. Not because she chose it, because it was normalized. So when I heard that woman saying, "Is there more to life?" I didn't hear curiosity. I heard a life asking for permission. And that's what most people are doing. Not living, not choosing, just waiting. Waiting for the right time. Waiting for approval. Waiting to feel ready. Meanwhile, life is moving. Days are passing. Years are going. And you are still standing at the edge, asking if you are allowed to step forward. Let me say something clearly. No one is coming to approve your life. Not your parents, not your partner, not society. And even if they did, you would still feel empty, because a life that is approved by others but not chosen by you will never feel like yours. And I'm not telling you this to push you. I'm telling you this so you can see it. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. You will start noticing how you hesitate before speaking, how you shrink your desire, how you ask for validation before action. And that awareness, that's where it begins. Healing is not just crying. It's not just understanding your past. Healing is choosing differently, even when your body feels uncomfortable doing it, even when it feels wrong, even when fear shows up. Because your nervous system is not designed for growth. It's designed for familiarity. So, if waiting is familiar, choosing will feel dangerous. But that doesn't mean it's wrong. It means you are stepping out of conditioning. So the real question is not, is there more to life? The real question is, am I willing to choose it without permission? And that's where most people stop, because Choosing your life means you might disappoint people. You might be misunderstood. You might stand alone for a while. But that's the price of ownership. So if you feel stuck, pause. Don't rush to fix it. Just look at it honestly. Where are you waiting? Who are you still asking, even silently? And what would your life look like if you stopped asking and started deciding? Take that with you and don't ignore it.